Avyakta Murli, 31st December 2003. 11th point. Key to increase your account of accumulation. Explanation. Bab Dada has given the golden key to you children to increase your account of accumulation easily. Do you know what is that key? You have received it, have you not? The golden key to make your account of accumulation overflow easily is that whenever you are serving through your thoughts, words or deeds, then first have the awareness of being an instrument. To have the feeling of being an instrument, to have the feeling of humility, to have pure motives and the feeling of soul conscious love. If you serve while stable in this stage, then through these feelings, the desires of the souls are automatically fulfilled. People nowadays always note down what the motives of everyone are. Is that person doing something as an instrument or with the motive of arrogance? Where there is the motive of being an instrument, there is automatically the feeling of humility. So check, what have I accumulated? How much have I accumulated? Because it is only this time, the confluence age, that is the age for accumulating. Then the whole cycle is the reward for what you have accumulated. So Baba is telling about the account of accumulation, and he is saying that he has given you a golden key to increase this account of accumulation. And what is that golden key? The golden key is to make your account of accumulation overflow easily is that whenever you are serving through your thoughts, words or deed, then first have the awareness of being an instrument. To have the feeling of being an instrument, to have the feeling of humility, to have pure motives and feeling of self-conscious love. If you serve while stable in this stage, then through these feelings, the desires of the souls are automatically fulfilled. So, Baba is talking here about the account. Scattered over the Murlis, different Murlis, Baba has discussed different types of accounts. First we will discuss what are those different types of accounts. What are those accounts that we need to increase? One account which he mentioned here is account of accumulation, Jama. This is the first account. Second, what are the different types of accounts Baba often talks of? Account of blessing. So what is the way to increase the account of accumulation? One. Second, what are the ways to increase the account of blessing? Third account is account of charity. Account of charity. Fourth account is good wishes and pure feeling. Good wishes and pure feeling. Next, elevated thoughts. Then elevated actions. Then word of blessing. One is the account of blessing, that is different. Dua. This is an account of word of blessing, Vardhani Bol. Then, what are the different accounts? Account of positive thoughts that we have already talked in thoughts. So, we will make about 7 different types of account. First is the account of accumulation. Second is the account of pure charity. Third is the account of blessing. Fourth is the account of thoughts. Which thoughts? Elevated thoughts. Pure thoughts, elevated thoughts, selfless thoughts, whatever. Then good wishes and pure feelings. Then word of blessing. And seventh, elevated actions. Selfless actions. So these are the 7 different types of accounts Baba often talks of. And here, Baba is talking today about increasing these accounts. Account of accumulation. In bank you have got saving accounts. So also this is a sort of saving account. So what are the different ways? Because one of the Avyakta Murlis, Baba has said, you think that you have accumulated a lot, but in Baba's account, your account is much less. It's not as much as you think it is, because you are not aware of leakages. Brother Sham had talked about leakages the other day in great details. What are the leakages? Because whenever the energy is transformed, there leakage occurs, as he said rightly that day. So, soul is also energy, electrostatic energy and magnetic energy. So, there are ways some leakage occurs. So, what are the different ways in which we increase our account? One of the ways Baba has given is, think of yourself as an instrument, soul. I am not doing, He is doing through me. The moment you think that I am doing this, I am doing that, I am doing this, a subtle arrogance arises. And this arrogance, pride hath a fall. That's the saying goes in English. Whenever you feel proud about something, already the vice has sneaked in, and the process of fall starts. So, this is such a new thing which has come up in this philosophy which Baba has given, to think of oneself as an instrument soul. It's not a new thing in one way, in one sense, that people down the ages, right from the copper age, they have been thinking of themselves as an instrument, but they have never used this word as instrument. They had the feeling of surrender. God is doing everything. Even the blade of grass is being moved and swayed by God. Even if everything which is there in this world is controlled by Him. If sorrow we get, it is because of Him. If happiness we get, it is because of Him. But those pure devotees, who had this feeling that He is doing everything, they remained very much safe, because they accepted Him, everything that came from Him. But not so the case with the worldly people. I am talking only of those pure Satopradhan devotees, bhaktas. Because of this feeling of surrender, because of this feeling of being a doll controlled by the Supreme, they remained very much safe, they remained very much happy. But that is not the case with all. Here Baba is telling to one and all, for in bhakti you require a lot of faith and a lot of emotions. A devotee doesn't have so much of logic. He doesn't use his logic. He doesn't want to use rather. Once somebody asked to a great devotee, Hanuman, what is the time of the day? He said, I am not concerned with the time of the day. I have nothing to do with the time of the day. I am lost in the remembrance of God. He has nothing to do when was Ram born. What was the timing? Whether Sita was really abducted by Ravana or not. He has nothing to do with all these things. He says, I just am in the remembrance of my Lord. That feeling of surrender, where logic is not there. Only emotions, only feeling, but excessive feeling, exuberant feelings. Such excess of exuberance, such exuberance of feelings is what is real bhakti. They call para bhakti. They have crossed that stage of Vaidhi bhakti, ceremonials and rituals. No, they have gone above everything. Just as in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is lost in the love of Shri Krishna. He doesn't know anything. Such higher stage of surrender. It is said that he had gone through 3 stages. In the lowest stage, he is singing the glories and praise and bhajan and kirtans of the Lord. In the second stage, he is in a little meditative stage. A middle stage where he is in sort of trance. And the highest stage where he is absolutely calm, in stage of samadhi, where he is not speaking at all. In that middle stage, he is seeking God. He is pining for God. He is so much sorrowful because God is not coming to him. That is his second stage. And third stage is the highest. I am telling all these things because we are discussing surrender in cases of those devotees. Because of that feeling of surrender, they were very much happy throughout their lives, no matter what came to them, no matter what were the circumstances they had to face, because the entire world opposed them, because of some or other reason, but they had this feeling of surrender. Whatever that is happening, they are not judgmental. There was once a man, and he was such a different man. People were always amazed to see him. Whatever used to happen to him, he was always happy. Once it happened that his son ran away from the house. Entire neighborhood came and told him, "Oh, we are very much sorrowful that your son left you." He said, they actually came to for consolation, but he said it was his fate, so that's why. There's nothing to be unhappy about this event. There must be something good rising out of this. So that was his reaction. He was absolutely, people were amazed to see his reaction. He is not at all sorrowful. After many months, his son came back. And all the neighborhood came again to give him congratulations that your son has come back. He said that was in his fate, so he came back. There's nothing to be joyous about it or to celebrate this. After some days, king's soldier came and after some days that son was riding a horse and he fell down and broke his leg. Again all the neighborhood came and they said, "We are very much unhappy that your son broke his leg." He said, "What is there in that? There must be something good arising from that. There's nothing wrong in that." Again the neighbors were shocked. After some days, king's soldier came. There was a war and they came to recruit all the young men who were in the city, so that they wanted soldiers. So they took everyone except this man, this young boy, because his leg was broken. So all the neighborhood came again and they said, "Oh, it's so happy that everybody went and your son is saved." He said, "What is there to be joyous? It was in his fate, so he is saved." And all the young people who had gone for the battle, they all got killed. So it is shown in that story that this man is not judgmental. This man is living in this stage of surrender. So even in the devotees, this surrender feeling was there. Here Baba is telling us that you think yourself that you are instrument. So to think of oneself as an instrument is to increase your account of accumulation. One. Second, how to increase this account of accumulation. We saw what are the different types of accounts. Now, next question is how to increase this account. Few answers here only Baba has given. One is instrument. Second is humility. Humbleness. The more humble you are, your account increases. The more the arrogance comes in, your account decreases. You do a lot of service and then you start describing what you have done. I did this, I did that, I did that. Look at our dadis, what they have done. Before their service, before those gigantic services, what we are doing is a drop in the ocean. Nothing. For your petty services, for your trifle and trivial services, what is to brag of so much? What is there to blow our trumpet so much? We are doing nothing actually. And in this confluence age, he alone is doing everything. And he can make anybody his instrument. He might have made me an instrument, but if he wanted, he could have made somebody else. To think that I alone can do this work is an act of arrogance. And the more the arrogance, your account decreases. And you never know it. And one fine morning you will get up and see that there is nothing in your balance. While you were laboring under the illusion that you have accumulated a lot. So, second is humility. Third, what are the different ways to increase the account of accumulation? Cooperation to other souls. The more we cooperate, the more we become cooperative. We are automatically increasing the account of accumulation. Fourth, giving love and happiness, sharing love and happiness, that also increases your account. It is not that if you are happy, but you are not giving it to others, you are not sharing with others, you are not sharing your treasures, so your account will not increase. Whatever you have got, now you have to give it to others. Whatever treasures you have, give those treasures to others. To distribute treasures. Recently there was blessing. What are the ways to increase the treasure? To distribute it, to donate it. And what are the ways to preserve this treasure? Attention and checking. 2 janitors. These are the 2 watchmen. So, giving others, sharing with others, cooperating with others, to be one unit, to spread those positivity, those positive vibrations of cooperation, love. In this gathering is an act of accumulation. What are the other ways? Yeah, good wishes and pure feelings. Baba has said time and again about this. Why your stock of good wishes and pure feeling decreases? Why we have that subtle dislike for certain souls? Is not that, in one Murli Baba said, it's a trace of anger to have subtle dislike for somebody. To get away from that soul, to stamp that soul, this soul is never going to change. Final certificate. Who are you to do that? So, to have good wishes for everyone, for each and everyone, for those who are doing excellent Purusharth, for those who are not doing any Purusharth, for those who are here, for those who are not here, for those who do lot of selfless service, for those who are only after name and fame. For everyone, we should have good wishes and elevated feelings, pure feelings. Next. To remain contented, to remain satisfied, to have those jewel of satisfaction with us is to increase our account. Then to do every action in soul conscious state is to increase the account of accumulation. To do every action in God's remembrance is to increase the account of accumulation. To do every action in the state of utter selflessness. Try to be less selfish. If not completely selfless, we can at least try to be less selfish. Let's think of others also. Let's think of their share also. If you have something, anything, let's try to share it. It will increase. This is financial, spiritual economics work here. This is spiritual account. It doesn't work in the manner the worldly account works. Here you give, it increases. Exponential rise occurs when you give it here. Then what is the other way? Distributing happiness, she told. Sharing and caring and loving. Okay. Unconditional love, care, attention, respecting others. Respecting others, yeah. To be a detached observer. To be loving, at the same time detached. Two things. You are detached at the same time. You are loving at the same time. You are detached. If you are economical. Seeing goodness in others, seeing specialities in others, respecting others, respecting their specialities, recognizing their specialities, putting to work if possible, or if you are in position. You can help them translate their speciality into action. You can recognize their speciality and put to use. This is a very great service. If to let others go forward, let them go ahead of me, but not in a negative sense. Let them do Purusharth. I will stay back. Let them get up at Amrit Vela. I will wake all of them and myself sleep. Not that sort of. Let them go. I will work. No, not that way. We have to help others go forward. We have to help each and every soul rather than finding faults with him, rather than keep on telling that you have made this mistake, this mistake, this mistake. So one of the ways, appreciation. Appreciating others, acknowledging others. Otherwise, if suppose somebody comes here and sits and tries to give speech for the first time, immediately after his speech, we tell him 10 mistakes which he had committed. Next time he will never come. He will run away. To appreciate others, to acknowledge their specialities, to acknowledge at least the courage they showed. At least the courage they showed to do that service. Suppose you have not done any service any time before and you do not know it and you are called and you said, yes, I will do it. So you have to encourage such souls. You have to fill them with zeal and enthusiasm. Yesterday's Murli slogan for a blessing. It's the breath of our life. Breath should be normal. It should not be too much or it should be too less. Normal pulse. So feel the pulse of the other souls and know what they want, what they do not want. And try to fulfill those unspoken needs. Unspoken, try to address those unspoken desires of that soul. Probably by doing this, you help that soul and you make him progress ahead in life. And the greatest joy of this life is to have spiritual progress every moment. Each today should see us ahead of yesterday, and each tomorrow should see ahead of today. This feeling that I am progressing spiritually, this is the greatest and the greatest of all the satisfactions. I am ahead of what I was yesterday. Now my feelings are more matured than what I was yesterday. Yesterday, if somebody had said something, I got depressed. But today, if the same arrow comes and gets stuck in my heart, today I am more strong. So to see each today ahead of yesterday, each tomorrow should see us ahead of today. To have this constant feeling that I am progressing spiritually is one of the greatest satisfaction of spiritual life. So let's have that satisfaction. So today's homework is, let me do all those actions. Let me instill in myself all those habits that will increase my account of accumulation. That will increase my spiritual account. And let me stop doing all those actions which are adversely affecting my account. Let me stop this withdrawal. Let me increase the saving. What are those leakages? What are those loopholes in the system? What are those viruses that are making this processor slow down? We need to find out. What are the extra softwares that I have installed in this computer? Let me remove those, uninstall all those extra softwares. What are those extra feelings? Let me uninstall those extra emotions. Let me uninstall extra feelings. Let me uninstall those extra thoughts, waste or negative. And let me work very fast because time is less. I have to progress by leaps and bounds. So this is